Alright guys, I know they say Unit 9 at the top. This is actually Unit 6A, because they reordered them last year. And these are the notes that you either have to do after the test before spring break, or they're due when you come back from spring break. There are a couple pages, so we're going to do, I think, 2 videos. So we start with understanding integers and absolute value. So integers are positive and negative numbers, so they can be positive or negative, and it has to include 0. They do have to be whole numbers, though. They can't be decimals or fractions. So when you look at a normal number line, these are all integers. Okay? Anything to the left of 0 is negative. Anything to the right is a positive number. Okay, and we started talking about that in class. So these arrows on the end indicate that it goes infinitely. So these numbers never stop. So positives, always greater than 0, and negatives are always less than 0. Okay? They can go horizontal, which means like this, or they can go vertical, like that. So a thermometer is a vertical one. Other real-life examples, we have football fields. We have a ruler. Timelines, and latitude and longitude, which you see on a globe and should be learning about in social studies. Okay, so let's look at this and find out our examples. So I found $5. That means I gained $5, which is a positive number. If I dove 7 meters, that means I went under the surface, so that's a -7. 10 degrees above 0 is a positive 10. 3 degrees above normal, that's a positive. Below is a negative. 12 steps backwards, that's a negative. Down is a negative. Withdrawal, which means taking away, that's a negative. And a loss is a negative. Okay? So anything that's positive or up is a positive. Anything that is taking away or going backwards is going to be a negative. So write a real-world situation that can be represented by each integer given. These should be your own examples. I will give you some of mine. You have to write your own that should not be mine. Okay, so this could be like a gain of 18 yards in a football game. I owed $9. It means I have to give it to someone else. A plus 25. I earned 25 points. Okay, so there's my first page. We're going to go on to the back side of the first page for the integers on the number line. So looking over these, it says plotting numbers is a good way to visualize. So this is where we're actually going to take our dots and we're going to put them on here. So this is just an example number line. The further away from 0 you get going left, the smaller the number is. The further away from 0 on the right, the bigger the number is. Okay, so I know that's a little confusing, but if I owed you $10, I'm pretty far from 0, from breaking even. If I only owed you $3, I'd be a lot closer to paying you off. That's how you got to look at it, just like money. So if you wanted to compare the integers of -4 and 5, here's our dot for -4, here's our dot for +5. You would draw and label a number line, put a point on the integer location, like I just did. Because 5 is further this way than -4 is, that means 5 is greater than -4. So whichever number is closer to this side of your page, whichever dot is closer to this side of your page is the greater number. So label each integer on the number line, list them in order from least to greatest. So we have -1 and a -6. Because -1 is closer to this side, that means that -1 is greater than -6. If we do 2 negative 9, and positive 8. I'm going to start from my left side. I'm going to do negative 9, 2, 8. Well, negative 9 is way less than 2, and 2 is way less than 8. So you can put 3 in a row like that. However, when you do this, you do have to write them in order. You can't write them like 2, negative 9, 8. It's not really going to work that well. If you did, however, you got 2 is greater than negative 9, and negative 9 is less than 8. It just kind of looks funny to me. Down here, we've got negative 2, positive 9, 0, negative 5. So there's all my dots. I'm going to start negative 5 is less than, negative 2 is less than, 0 is less than 9. Okay, so I'm just reading left to right like I would with a book. I want you to try this one on your own. I'm going to go down here, so go ahead and pause. Come back when you finish this one. Now we're just doing greater than, less than, or equal to. Feel free to look at these number lines if you need to. I'm going to do these ones. You have to do those ones on your own. So 15 is what to 8? Well, 15 is greater than 8. Negative 2 and negative 8. Negative 2 is greater than because I'm closer to 0. 14 is greater than 4. Negative 22 and negative 20. I am closer to 0 with negative 20, so that's greater. 78 and 87. 87 is greater. Negative 9, negative 91. Negative 9 is greater than negative 91. Okay? Go ahead and do these on your own. Come back for the next video.